Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Sue, hello. Samantha, hello, my lovely. Hi, Sabs. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Marie. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, Kaylee. Mr. Cherry Charm. Oh, missed that cherry. Yep, the cherry charm is on the website. Laura, hello, hello, hello. Hi, Sophie and Anita. How are we all? Are we okay? Hi, Sally. Hi, Sophie. Hi, Jenny. Carol. Hello, 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 hello. Hi, Livia. Mm. Hi, Kelly and Jennifer. Good evening. How are we all? Are we okay? Oh, wow. Stephanie, bless you. Thank you for the stars there, my lovely. 2 week streak. Thank you. Okay, so it is Tuesday, the 8th of June. We're in June already. I know we were in June on the last live, but yeah, Tuesday, the 8th of June. Are we all okay? We have any updates? There are spaces on the order list if you would like to order for today. Other than that, I don't think there's any other updates. It is. We've changed. So this is a microphone. This is a microphone. Um, so yeah, we'll see if it works. I'm not sure. Do you mean the clothing wise? Hello, 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 hello. Picture and sound. Yay, Sally. Perfect. So yeah, this is the new addition. So this little fuzzy little ball, maybe if it's working well, it's going to be a new addition. So you might see that popping around, which is going to be quite weird to try and pop it on completely in the way. It's not, although my kids had a teacher training day on Monday, and they did a presentation for me and Aaron on why they think they should have a hamster. Their conclusion was that they both want a hamster and that we should get a hamster. So I said, me and Daddy will have to think about it. Have to have a little talk. Okay, so shall we jump in with the live? Like I say, I have posted the order list on the page, and if you would like to order, I will do an updated order list as we go. Okay, perfect. So, up first today is Janet Lloyd. Janet, are you here? Oh, bless you, Stephanie. Well, welcome, my lovely. Yep, Ellie, I am now in my office. Irene, hello. Thank you for joining today. Just double checking I've got everything. Hamsters are great. Yeah, I had 4 hamsters when I was younger and I loved them. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just not sure we're ready for a hamster in the household. Lisa, thank you for the stars. 10-week streak. Bless you. Thank you, my lovely. It included that my daughter would change the hamster's water bottle and my son would clean the whole enclosure, the whole cage. And I was just like, that's not fair. She's older, so she sort of conned him into that one. I was like, well, that's not fair. You'd both be cleaning it out, not just your brother. Okay, so last call for Janet Lloyd then. I'm looking for Janet Lloyd. If you're here, please type I'm invisible. It'll bring your comment forward so I can see you. And if anyone else sees Janet's comment, please comment on that comment because it'll bring it forward so I can see. I don't have a clue, Abigail. Sorry, I'm not much help there. My husband works in IT, and yeah, I'm not sure. In all honesty, I don't even know what brand it is, to be honest. IT's not my forte. Okay, so I haven't seen Janet, so we're going to move on. If she comes on, we can add her in, but it will be to the end of the order list there. Up next, then, is Kaylee Gillett. Kaylee, are you here? Oh, I hope he does well, Charlotte. Exactly, Samantha. Why not? You've sent me an email. Okay, not a problem, Jane. I normally get back to emails within, or I try to get back to emails within 48 hours, Monday through to Friday. That doesn't include bank holidays or weekends. I'm looking for Kaylee. Kaylee, hello, 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 hello. Oh, I've got a trapped nerve in this side of my neck. I've been moving it all day, but as you can see, I sort of get to here and I can move it. Oh, it's just tight. So if you see me sort of stutter as I get the oysters, I'm fine. It's just, it will go. It's been getting better throughout the day. So yeah, if I look a bit stiff, that's why. Right, okay, so Kaylee, you have one opening altogether, my lovely. What type of oyster would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Oh, good night, Blaine. Good night, my lovely. We have all oysters available tonight, Kaylee. So we've got the mystery bag, which is a mix of all colours. The normals bag, which is more of a normal natural bag. It's more natural colours. Expand the rainbow, which are lighter rainbow colours. Nunu rainbow, which are darker rainbow colours. I feel like I'm missing one. No, that's all of them. So all oysters are available. So it's completely up to you. And depends what colour you're looking for. If you prefer to let me know what colour you are looking for, I can then suggest what bag would be better. But of course, if you know which bag, they're all available, so you can choose. So Kaylee, one opening altogether. Mystery oyster. Would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? So your mystery oyster, let's get him open. And let's go down. So your mystery oyster, my lovely. We have a lighter pop there. Donate the shells, perfect, thank you. And in here, there is your mother of pearl. And I can see a slight peeper to the side there. Let me pop him out. You have a darker chocolate pearl. I'm just having a squidge in here. And there's no more in that one. Okay, so you have a darker chocolate pearl, Kaylee. I'm just going to dry him up. And if I hold him up so you can have a closer look. What do you think to... Oh, hang on. Let me pop him in the sand. I think that's going to be easier. There we go. You have a darker, is that two? There we go. You have a darker chocolate pearl. What do you think to this one? Would you be happy with that one? And if you're not happy, we can swap him for you. If I pop him on the board, he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. Love it, Kaylee. Perfect. Let me bring you back up. And if I pop him safely, oh no, that one's a bit too big. Let me put that over there. Okay, so if I pop that in here for you, Kaylee, I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. Thank you for the donations with your shells. That's safe on there. And then that's up there for you as well. Okay. I'm quiet. Possibly go out and come back in again, Sarah. That may fix it for you because I do hopefully that will fix it for you. So up next then this evening is Anne Levers Carruth. Anne, are you here? Oh, bless you, Kaylee. Anne, are you here? Sarah, there is a Sarah S on the order list. So if you've ordered, then I imagine so, if that makes sense. So I'm looking for Anne Levers Carruth. Anne, are you here? Hi, Julie. Thank you for watching. Okay, then, so last call for Anne. If not, we'll move on. And if you're here, please type I'm invisible. It will bring your comment forward so I can see you. And if anybody else can see Anne Levers Carruth on the order list, please comment on that comment because, again, I said on the order list. Deary me, if you can see Anne, please comment on her comment because it will bring it forward so I can see you. There we go, deary me. Lisa, bless you. Thank you for the stars. 21-week streak. Thank you, my lovely. Okay, so I haven't seen Anne, so we're going to move on. If she does come on, we can add her in again, but it will be to the end of the order list. Can I just ask, those of you who are saying I'm quiet, what device are you watching on? Janet, thank you for the stars as well. 28-week streak. Up next then is Lindsay Kinlock. Lindsay, are you here? iPad. Laptop. iPhone. Okay. Okay, well, so because it is half, some of you are okay and some of you aren't, it may well be a Facebook thing. However, I have taken a note of that and I'll definitely look into it for the next live. But if some of you are okay and some of you aren't, I think it would be more of a Facebook thing. Check to see if there's been a Facebook update possibly, as that may help there. Okay, Lindsay, hello. Okay, you do have two openings altogether. Two new rainbow oysters. Donate your shells, not a problem. Are there certain colours you're hoping for? There's one and two. So let's go down, Lindsay. Like I say, are there certain colours that you're hoping for? New rainbow oyster number one. There's one side and the other side. And in here, you have a darker silver, it looks like. There's no more in that one. So you have a darker silver to start with there, Lindsay. And then moving on to oyster number two. There's one side and the other side. And in here you have another darker pearl. And there's no more in that one. Now let me just have a closer look to see what colour this is, my lovely. So I'm just going to dry him up and then I'll hold him up so we can have a closer look. He's a two-tonal, darker silver and purple. Sorry, I'm just trying to get it so we can see. So it's a two-tonal, darker silver and purple. So he's a base silver with a purple overtone. I'm hoping you can see that there. What do you think to these, Lindsay? So the purple and silver is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And the darker silver is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7 as well. So what do you think to these? Are you happy with those? And if you're not happy, I can swap them for you. Swap the silver for a bright red. Of course you can. Let me just... Can you just confirm, would you be happy with this one here? Oh, I love that, Lindsay. Well, I do hope then you're happy with those. Let me bring you back up again. And I'm just going to pop these safely in here for you. And of course, I hope your friends will be happy with them as well, my lovely. Let me pop them on here. Thank you as well for the donations with your... And I do hope you'll be happy with everything. And that's safe up there for you. Perfect, perfect. Of course I can. Caitlin, thank you for watching. Hi. Okay, perfect. Up next is Belinda Sowerby. Belinda, are you here? I do love that idea, Lindsay. And Belinda, hello. You have 2 openings altogether. You'd like mystery oysters and to keep your shells. Perfect. Are there certain colours that you're hoping for? There's 1 and 2. Let me get these open for you. and let's go down. So mystery oyster number 1, Belinda. We have a light pop there. Think you have 4. Oh, bless you. You do indeed. Ever so sorry. I'll grab the other 2 for you in just a moment. With your first oyster, however, I can see that you are quadding. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You are quadding, lovely. And there's no more in that one. So I'm just cleaning the shells up as we go, and then what we'll do is we'll have a look at your pearl colours. So if I dry these up, and I'm going to pop them straight in the sand, so then we can have a closer look. You have a bright hot pink, a blush pink, a icy blue, and a corally watermelon. So that's bright pink, blush pink, icy blue, and corally watermelon from your first oyster. I'm just going to quickly bring you back up so we can grab the other 2 oysters here. 1 and 2. I'm just opening these up as well, and then we'll go back down to carry on opening them up for you. Okay, so let's go down. Your second oyster, we have a softer pop there. And in here, let's have a squidge. And I can see that you are twinning. And you're twinning with chocolate bronze twins there. There's no more in that one. Now, these twins are definitely different shades of chocolate bronze, and then a darker chocolate bronze as well. Again, we're just cleaning the shells as we go. So if I dry these up and pop these straight in the sand for you as well. And there's definitely a size difference here as well. So the lighter chocolate bronze is definitely larger than the darker chocolate bronze. Moving on to the next 2 oysters. So mystery oyster number 3. We have a lighter pop there. And in here, I can see, sorry, there we go, that you are twinning for a second time. And you're twinning with icy blue twins. And there's no more in that one. Okay, so twinning with icy blue twins. And again, there they are in the sand for you. And then moving on to your last oyster, which again is your mystery oyster. We have, oh, a softer pop there. And in here, I can see a darker blue straight away there. And I'm just having a squidge in here. And there's no more in that one. So you have a darker TARDIS blue. Now, Belinda, when I hold these up, if you wanted to, you can take a screenshot of these, and then that way you can have a think about the colours and which ones you'd like to go where, and then you can email me your colour choices. Or if you do know now, that's absolutely fine. And I can write that down for you. So, just going to pop them all in the sand. And like I say, if you'd like to take a screenshot and then email me, that's fine. Or if you know now, that's absolutely perfect as well. So top row, you have a bright hot pink, a blush pink, icy blue, and a watermelon coral. You then have twinning chocolate bronzes. One's larger and brighter, one's slightly smaller and darker. Twinning icy blues and a darker TARDIS blue. If I pop these on the board for you, the hot pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. Your blush pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. Oh, he's a 7.5. The icy blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8. And the watermelon coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8 as well. With the chocolate bronze, the larger, brighter of the two is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. Smaller, darker chocolate bronze is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. Icy blue number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8. Icy blue number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8. And then last but not least, your TARDIS blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. Okay, so Belinda, what do you think to those, my lovely? You'd like to swap the coral and the icy blue twins and the small bronze for dark silver for the jewelry. How dark a silver are we going here? As you can see, we've got lots of different shades of the silvers. So let me just have a quick look and see. I mean, that's quite a nice darker shade. And the blush pink. Do they all need to be the same shade? One, two, three, 5. They are very, very, very close. As long as I can get you 4 fairly similar, you're happy. Okay, so if I just hold these up so you can have a closer look. Would you be happy with those ones there? Let me just bring you back up. Change one for a bright red. Which... Ooh. Let's go a bit down. Which colour? So swap one of the silvers for a bright red, or silver for the jewellery. No, silver for the jewellery. Oh my gosh, what's going on? Okay, so which colour would you like to swap for the bright red? A silver or one of the other colours? And silver for the jewellery is absolutely fine. Please. Which colour would you like to swap for the red? One of the silvers for a bright red. Okay, so if I can just hold this one up, can you just confirm, would you be happy with that one as well? Okay. Yep, I've got that down for you. Not a problem. Let me bring you back up again. And if I just pop down here that we're going to have the silvers on here. Okay, perfect. Linda, I hope you're happy with that then, my lovely. Let me just pop these all in here. And like I said, the silvers, yeah, they're very, very, very close, if not the same colour. So that's perfect. As big and bright. I think that's you're gonna have one of the brighter ones that we've got at the moment. Yeah, I think that's one of the brighter ones that we've got at the moment. And our reds, they sort of range from a 7 to an 8. I don't know why, but some colours we can get. I mean, don't get me wrong, we do have some colours with all ranges of sizes, and you do have, for example, whites as well. Whites we tend to just be between a 7 and an 8. I mean, sometimes you get the random larger or smaller one, but generally that's sort of the size. It's just what I've observed over the years. Belinda, then, my lovely, I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. I've wrapped up your shells as well, and that's all safe up there for you. Others on lobster fittings, of course you can. Let me write that down for you. Okay, so that invoice will get sent through tomorrow for you, Belinda, and it will go to the email address that's on the order form, okay? And that's safe up there for you. No, not a problem at all, as long as you're happy, my lovely. Up next then is Danielle Lancaster. I'm so sorry that snuck up on me. Danielle Lancaster. Yeah. Hello, Lorraine, my lovely. Thank you for joining us today. For the anklets, Holly, yep, I can add an extension on the anklets. That's not a problem. Belinda, you're very, very welcome. Danielle, hello. Okay, so Danielle, you have 4 openings altogether. What 4 oysters would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? So sorry. Just asked Aaron for a tea, so that will that will stop that. Oh, did I just I forgot you could see what I could see. I was just double checking the other camera was okay because I knocked it. Oh, it's one of those days today. Deary me. Yeah, this is my fluffy friend, Mr. Microphone. I need to name him. Give him a name. 2 mystery, 2 normal, and donate. There's 1 and number 2. Let me get these open for you. There's 1. And 2. 3. And 4. So, Danielle, are there certain colours you're hoping for? And we're donating the shells. Perfect. Let's go down. Okay, so oyster number 1. We're going to start with your mystery oyster here. You have a light pop there. I haven't, Sophie. No, not yet. See what comes out. Okay, so there's no pearls on that side. And I can see 1 and 2. You are twinning with your first oyster there. They're like blush pink two-tonal with pinkles. There's no more in that one. So two-tonal blush pink and pinkle pearls here. Now I am actually going to show you around this pearl here. So, pearl number 1. Oh, it's so hard to... So hopefully you can see this. You've got the pink and the pinkle going around the pearl. There we go. And then pearl number 2, you've got the pink and the pinkle going around the pearl again there. So there is your first set of pearls. Then moving on to mystery oyster number 2. We have a light pop there. In the dark, like I looked up and there was just a face there floating at a dark window. And in your second oyster, we have a very similar pinkle colour. So twinning pinkles and a single pinkle as well. There's no more in that one. And then moving on to your 2 normal oysters. I was Samantha, it was on the last live. I think I did a little yelp and everything. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are twinning. You're twinning with rose gold twins. And let me dry these up for you. And here are your rose gold twins. And then moving on to your last oyster, which again is your normal natural oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are twinning for a 3rd time. And you're twinning with beautiful darker lavendery pink twins there. And there's no more in that one. So again, let me just dry these up for you and we can have a closer look. What do you think to all of these, Danielle? So you've got 2-tonal blush pink and pinkle twins, rose gold twins, and dark pinky lavender twins. And then you've got a pinkle on his own as well. Oh, Gemma, congratulations, my lovely. Danielle, what do you think to those? If I pop them on the board, Pinkle and Blush Pink twin number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Pinkle and Blush Pink number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And the single Pinkle on his own is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he is an 8. Rose Gold number 1 is whoa, not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. Rose Gold number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's also a 7.5. Dark Pinky Lavender number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. And then twin number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5 as well. What do you think to those? And if you're happy, which ones would you like where? Can you have the twin pinks on the jewellery and can you invoice you for the rest on lobster fittings? Of course I can. Let me bring you back up. So we're going to have the twin pinks and then invoice for lobster fittings. The invoice will get sent through for you tomorrow and that will go to the email address that's on the order form. We've also popped the pinks in their own little bag there just so we don't get it mixed up with the single pinkle. And then I'm just popping the other ones in this bag as well for you, Danielle. Okay, so thank you very, very much for the donations with your shells. And I do hope you will be happy as well with everything once it arrives. Okay, that's safe on there. And then that's over there for you. Perfect. And up next is Sarah Samuel. Sarah, are you here? Danielle, you're very, very welcome. Now, Sarah Samuel was here earlier, so hopefully she's still here. Sarah, hello, 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 hello. Mystery and donate, perfect. You've got 2 openings altogether. Are there certain colours that you're hoping for? So number 1 and number 2. Let me get them open. And let's go down. So mystery oyster number 1. You have a lighter pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And you have a brighter hot pink, my lovely. Let me pop him out. And there's no more in that one. So you have a brighter hot pink to start with here. And then moving on to oyster number 2. You have a lighter pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And you are twinning. And again, twinning with chocolate bronze twins. And it does look like you've got a lighter and a darker twin there, Sarah. There's no more in that one. Okay, so what do you think to these colours? And if you're happy with these, which ones would you like on your jewellery? And of course, if you're not happy, we can swap him for you. So you've got your bright hot pink, lighter chocolate bronze, and slightly darker chocolate bronze as well. If I pop them on the board, the hot pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. Slightly darker chocolate bronze is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. And then the lighter chocolate bronze is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5 as well. Okay, so what do you think to these? Can you have lobster fittings on all of them? Of course you can. Let me bring you back up. And if I write that down for you. Okay, so that invoice for you tomorrow. And again, it will go to the email address that's on the order form, Sarah. Okay. Thank you for the donations with your shells as well. And that's safe up there for you. Perfect. Sarah, you're very, very welcome. Up next then is Sue Hutchinson. Sue, are you here? Sue Hutchinson, are you here? Now I did we had something going on in our supporters earlier, and Sue did sort of say on, I think it was Sue, she said on there that she might not be here for tonight's live. However, we're still just going to wait a second to see if she comes on or not. So last call for Sue Hutchinson. If not, we'll move on. And Sue, if you're watching this back, and if anybody misses their turn, what happens is you'll get an email to confirm that you've just moved dates. Normally, we just add you on to the next available opening. So, for your example, at the moment, that would be Friday, I believe. Yes, that's this Friday coming, Friday the 11th of June. Okay, so I haven't seen Sue, so we're going to move on. And if she does come on, we can add her in again, but it will be to the end of the order list there. Up next then is Samantha Butler. Samantha, are you here? Can you hear me drink? With the microphone so close, can you hear me gulp? When I have a squash, if I'm talking, I don't do like a little sip. I glug my squash. So I do apologise if you heard that. It's not very ladylike at all. My tea I can sip, but a squash if I'm thirsty. My comments have frozen for a moment. Samantha Butler was here a moment ago. Samantha Butler, are you here? I'm just going to bring the comments on over here just to see if that helps. Oh, yeah, you are. Sorry, Samantha, my comments are froze there, but I can see them over here. So mystery and donate, perfect. Yeah, my comments aren't moving here. Let me move this in front of me then, actually, if that's working. Okay, so mystery and donate. So you've got 1, 2, and 3 all together. Samantha, are there certain colours that you're hoping for? So number 1, number 2, and number 3. Let me get these open for you. Siobhan, I won't be able to check while on the live, just because if I search a name, it doesn't always bring it up or anything like that. If you got the auto response though, that does mean that I have got it here. I hope that makes sense. It was Samantha. I thought it was. Thank you. And you're hoping for a very vibrant black. Okay, good luck. Fingers crossed for a black. Let's go down. Mystery oyster number 1. We have a lighter double pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. Now I can see a slight peeper through the flesh there. You have a chocolate bronze. And there's no more in that one. So you have a chocolate bronze to start with. Let me hold them up so you can see. And then moving on to oyster number 2, which again is your mystery oyster. We have a softer pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And I can see in here you have a pinkle, quite a nice darker pinkle there. And again, I'm just having a squidge to see if there's any more in here. Okay, so there's no more in that one. Let me dry up your pinkle so you can have a closer look. Oh gosh. Oh, did we see that? Okay. Yeah, perfect. And then moving on to oyster number 2, no, oyster number 3. You have a lighter pop there. And oh, now the flesh has come away on this side and the pearls left here. So we're going to have a squidge with the flesh on this side here. Oysters upside down, I do apologise. There's no more in that one. So let me just pop that out. You have a lighter blurple. So a blurple is a mix between a blue and a purple. Let me pop them all in the sand here. Samantha, what do you think to these? And if you're happy, which ones would you like where? If you're not happy, I can swap them for you. So you've got a chocolate bronze, a pinkle, and a blurple, sorry. The chocolate bronze is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. The pinkle is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And the blurple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7. Not an 8, he's an 8.5. What do you think to those, my lovely? Thank you, Bab. And again, if you prefer to take a screenshot and email me the colour choices, oyster number 2 swap for, swap all for blacks please, around 8 if possible, but 7.5 for the ring. It may be that I may need to swap those off the live, Samantha. Let me just have a look to see if I've got. Let's have a little look. Okay, so my blacks are actually in with my darker gunmetal greys. So I believe these 3 are blacks. Let me just have a closer look. Yes, they are. Now, these are the biggest ones I've got at the moment. I think they're all actually very similar in size there. I'll just measure them quickly for you. Black number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. Number one's a 7. Number two's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. Okay, so number 2 is a 7, and number 3 is not a 5, not a 5. Now, if you prefer to wait for some blacks, which are larger, then I can pop you down on a waiting list. But these would be the largest ones I have at the moment. Can you just confirm if that would be okay, my lovely? Actually, I'll leave those there just in case you prefer to wait. I feel like Morticia. They're fab. Okay, perfect. Let me bring you back up. And if I pop these in here for you. Okay. So Samantha, thank you for the donations with your shells then. And I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well. And that's safe up there for you. Yep, Janet, that's not a problem. Okay, up next then is Holly Twos. Holly, are you here? Holly, hello, hello, hello. Oh, Samantha, can the big one be on the ring? Yes. They all measured at a 7, but I'll put the visually larger on the ring. That's not a problem. Okay, so Holly, you would like a mystery oyster and to keep your shells. Perfect. Is there a certain colour you're hoping for? So your mystery oyster, and you're hoping for a coral to go with your earrings and necklace. Oh, I love that. Oh no, they were all 7s, Samantha. I think I stopped. I think my hands moved faster than my mouth did on the measuring board, but they were all 7s. Sorry. Holly, let's go down. So your mystery oyster, you have a softer pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. Now I can actually see you have a icy blue, my lovely. And there's no more in that one. So you have a icy blue. Now, if you would prefer to swap this for a coral, we can do so. But if you're happy with this blue as well, that's absolutely fine. And of course, any other colour is an option for you. Let me just dry this one up for you, and I'll pop them in the sand so you can have a closer look. Okay, so there is your icy blue. What do you think to that one, my lovely? If I pop him on the board for you, he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. Can you swap for a coral? Of course you can. Can you just confirm, would you be happy with this one here? Beautiful. Perfect. Okay, so if I just bring you back up again, Holly, my lovely, I hope that you'll be happy with everything as well once it arrives. Let me just pop your pearl on here for you. Okay, perfect. And that's safe up there. So like I say, I hope you'll be happy with everything, and your shells are up there as well. I'm intrigued. What was that about? Or can you say? I don't know. Invoice you for an extension. There would not be an invoice for it. So when they're alongside the bracelets or anklets, I don't charge for the extension. I can just add it on for you. So I'll just pop here that I'll add it on, but you won't need to be invoiced for it. Okay. There we go. I've got that down for you. That's not a problem. And that's safe up there for you. Okay, up next then is Janet Lloyd. Janet, are you here? Not a problem, Holly. So I'm looking for Janet Lloyd. Are you here? Ouch, Samantha. Oh, bless you. Well, I hope your hand's okay. And I hope they put out signs in the future. Definitely. I can imagine if you've hurt your hand enough for an operation. Oh, okay, so I'm looking for Janet Lloyd. Janet, if you're here, please type I'm invisible. It will bring your comment forward so I can see you. And if anybody can see Janet's comment, please comment on that comment because again, it will bring it forward so I can see. She did, Kirsty. So we're actually at the end of the order list. We've got a shorter order list today. So I have this is the end. I have added Janet onto the end. So hopefully she's here. Although she's, oh no, Janet, you are here. Perfect. So you've got 3 openings altogether. Mystery and donate. Perfect. So 1, 2, and 3. Are there certain colours you're hoping for, Janet? Let me get them open for you. So there's number 1, number 2, and number 3. So let's go down. You have a lighter pop there. Okay, so in here, there's your mother of pearl. And I can see a darker paper towards the side there. Let me pop him out. And if I have a squidge in here for you, there's no more in that one. Thank you, Becky. So your first darker, what looks to be, he's a darker gunmetal grey, but he does have slight purple hints to him there. Moving on to oyster number 2, we have a softer pop there. And in here, there's, oh, sorry, there's your mother of pearl. And let's have a squid in here. Oh, and you have a dark purple. So your first one was a dark gunmetal with slight purple overtones. This one is a darker purple. If I hold him up so you can have a closer look. And then moving on to your last oyster, which again is a mystery oyster. We have a lighter pop there. Oh, and a runaway pinkle. There's your mother of pearl. And I'm just going to have a squidge again, Janet, just to see if there's any more in this one. There's no more in that one. And in here, so you've got different shades of purple. You're starting with this darker gunmetal grey with that purple overtone. You've then got a dark grape purple and then a pinkle, which is of course a mix between a pink and a purple. What do you think to these? Now, if you're happy with these, Janet, I'll need to know which ones you'd like where. If you're not happy, we can swap them for you. And if you prefer to take a screenshot of these and then email me your colour choices, that's absolutely fine as well. If I pop them on the board, the pinkle is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. The grape purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. And the gunmetal grey of that purple overtone is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. Can you email the choices? Of course you can. So again, I'll just hold that there quickly in case you'd like to take a screenshot. So then that way you can refer back to that email. Let me bring you back up. Refer back to the email, dearie me. Refer back to the photo for the email for the colours. Oh gosh, right, Janet, thank you for the donations with your shells as well. And let me pop these on here. So I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives, my lovely. And that's safe up there for you. Okay, now, like I was saying, with this we oh my gosh, I can't speak today. I honestly don't know what's going on. Aaron has brought me another tea, bless him. That has actually brought us to the end of our order list, though. We do have a shorter order list tonight. So yeah, we're going to end it there then. We have had a couple of people not here as well. Now we're going to be live again on Friday. That's this Friday coming, Friday the 11th. So if you would like to order, you'll be booked in for Friday's live. Any other updates? I think that's everything at the moment. So I hope you all have a brilliant week. Enjoy the weather if you're in the UK and elsewhere, actually. Enjoy the weather. Hopefully it's nice for you. And stay safe. And I'll see you soon on Friday. Take care, guys. Bye.